Most people think success is about working harder, waking up earlier, hustling more. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The highest achieving people in the world don't just work differently. They think differently, at a fundamental level that most people never learn. Today, I'm going to break down exactly how Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, and Charlie Munger train their brains, and why copying just one of these thinking patterns could change everything for you. Let's start with Elon Musk. The man built a rocket company from scratch. Not because he had aerospace experience. He didn't. He did it because of first principles thinking. Here's how most people think. You want to start a business. Your brain immediately goes, it costs a lot. It's risky. Most businesses fail. You're borrowing your conclusions from other people. That's called reasoning by analogy. You're copying the map instead of reading the territory. Musk does the opposite. He strips every problem down to its bare physical facts, the first principles, and reasons back up from there. When he looked at rocket prices in 2002, a rocket cost $65 million. The industry said, that's just what rockets cost. Musk asked, what are the raw materials worth? The answer, about 2% of the rocket's price. So he built his own. SpaceX now launches rockets for a fraction of what NASA pays. The question to ask yourself today is this: what am I assuming is true that I've never actually verified? That one question is the starting gun for first principles thinking. Now let's talk about Jeff Bezos. He built Amazon into a $2 trillion company. And one of his most powerful thinking tools is embarrassingly simple. He calls it the one-way door, two-way door framework. Here's the idea. Most decisions in life are two-way doors. You can walk through, look around, and walk right back out if you don't like it. These decisions should be made fast. Don't overthink them. But some decisions are one-way doors. You walk through, and that door closes behind you. These require deep, careful thought. The problem? Most people treat every decision like it's a one-way door. They agonize over what to have for lunch. They spend 3 weeks deciding on a laptop. Meanwhile, they make genuinely irreversible decisions. Who to marry, what career to pursue, where to live, in a weekend. Bezos flipped this. Move fast on reversible decisions. Slow way down on irreversible ones. That's how he launched Amazon Prime, Amazon Web Services, and the Kindle. Fast, bold moves on things he could course correct, while protecting the company from catastrophic irreversible bets. Ask yourself right now, is this a one-way door or a two-way door? It will save you hours of unnecessary stress every single week. Now for Charlie Munger's favorite thinking trick, inversion. And it sounds almost too simple. Instead of asking, how do I succeed at this? Ask, how would I guarantee failure? Munger explained it like this: all I want to know is where I'm going to die, so I'll never go there. Think about building a business. Normal thinking says, how do I get more customers? Inverted thinking asks, what would definitely drive all my customers away? Bad customer service, inconsistent quality, slow response times, overpromising and under-delivering. Now you have a concrete list of things to avoid. And avoiding failure consistently? That is the path to success. Most people only look forward. The best thinkers also look backward from failure, and use that map to navigate forward. Here's the thinking habit that separates good thinkers from world-class thinkers. Charlie Munger calls it the latticework of mental models. Most people learn deeply in one area. The lawyer thinks like a lawyer. The engineer thinks like an engineer. And their thinking gets stuck in one lane. Munger studied everything: physics, biology, psychology, history, economics, not to become an expert in all of them, but to borrow the best thinking tools from each field and apply them across his life. Here's a real example. The concept of redundancy comes from engineering. You build backup systems so one failure doesn't take everything down. Munger applied that same idea to investing. Never put yourself in a position where a single bad decision can wipe you out. The principle from engineering saved his financial decisions. That's the lattice work. You don't need to read 500 books. You need to find the 20 or 30 big ideas, from different fields, that explain 80% of how the world works. Then use them constantly. The final thinking pattern is maybe the hardest. And it's the one most Americans fundamentally struggle with, because everything in our culture pushes us toward now. Jeff Bezos once said, "If everything you do needs to work on a 3-year time horizon, you're competing against a lot of people. But if you're willing to invest on a 7-year time horizon, you're by yourself." Amazon lost money for 9 straight years. Most investors were furious. Bezos didn't care. He was operating on a decade-long clock while Wall Street was operating on a quarterly one. Warren Buffett held Coca-Cola stock for over 35 years. His favorite holding period, he says, is forever. The shift in thinking is this: stop asking, "What gets me results this week?" Start asking, "What, if I did consistently for 5 years, would completely change my life?" Let's recap the 5 thinking patterns of the world's most successful people. 1. First principles. Strip every problem down to its facts. Don't borrow other people's conclusions. 2. One-way versus two-way doors. Move fast on reversible decisions. Slow down on the irreversible ones. 3. Inversion. Ask how you'd guarantee failure. Then do the opposite. 4. The lattice work. Build a web of big ideas from different fields. Cross-pollinate your thinking. 5. The long-term clock. Compete on timelines other people won't touch. None of these are complicated. All of them are completely ignored by the average person. Pick one. Start applying it this week. And watch what happens. If this changed how you see things, share it with someone who needs it. And subscribe, because next week, we're going even deeper.